Hey y'all, welcome to Humming Catfish. Today we're going to be making baskets. So grab some vines, get you some sticks, and let's go. I actually first learned about basket weaving when I was little from my Aunt Judy. Every summer we'd go visit my mom's sisters, and my Aunt Judy always had a project lined up for me and my sisters. So it was really cool, I always looked forward to it. But the one summer was basket weaving. Aunt Judy, I know you're watching this, and I gotta tell you, thank you for all them summers, and thanks for teaching me this. Now, there's a lot of different vines that you can use. Just don't use poison ivy vines. I'm gonna be using wisteria. We have a lot of it growing around here. It's invasive, so I don't feel so bad, taking it down. Now, as far as your sticks, anything that's gonna bend pretty good, this is privet. It is invasive, so again, I don't feel so bad about taking it down. It does have a nice bend to it. One other thing you're gonna want is kind of a piece, I don't know, about my wingspan's worth, probably not even that much, of a thicker piece of the vine, or if you find a stick that's like really, really bendy. You don't need a lot of it. This is just for the base part that we're gonna be doing. One other thing you'll need is a knife or something sharp just for the first part. A couple other things, if you want to grab them, you don't have to. Just makes it a little bit easier. Some sort of a tie. I like these Velcro pieces. And this, if you don't have things like these, anything will work. Binder clip. I've even used these little hair ties with the little marbles on the end. When we're weaving, especially if you have a nice size roll, it helps to keep it all together. Otherwise, it all comes apart. Got feathers in here. And yeah, so that makes it a little bit easier. Screwdriver's nice. Sometimes you got to get down in there, and that works. And you're also going to be wanting something to cut with. It can be little pruners like this, or a good pair of scissors. And a pair of pliers. It can help sometimes when you're pulling a piece out. And we'll get to all that. Alright, we're going to start by making the base. This is what you're going to be building off of. First thing you're going to want to do is take your thicker vine and cut 4.5 pieces of equal length. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with about 8 inches. And so I'll do 4 8-inch pieces and then 1 4-inch piece. They don't have to be exact. Take the 2 biggest pieces, which I think these are pretty much the same, but I'll go for these 2 right here. And what we're going to be doing is at about the halfway mark, you're going to want to put a hole right there. So be careful when you're doing this part. Don't cut yourself. And just kind of go along like that so that you got a little opening there. So we're going to do that with 2 pieces. Alright, so we have these 2, and what we're going to be doing is putting these are going to go through it. First one's always a doozy. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Get it opened up a little bit. Put that in there. And then I'm going to do the second piece. Alright, now we're going to get these lined up so that we have about the same distance on each side. Alright, now I'm going to separate these 2 just a little bit. That ain't even. There we go. And that extra half piece is going to go right here in the middle. Now, I'm not sure if this is how you're professionally supposed to do it, but I do know that in order for a basket to be woven, you have to have an odd number. So that's what we got here. So it should look something like this. All right, now's the fun part. So get a bundle of your vine. Usually for the first part, I start with the thinner rather than like a real thick part. So this part, what we're gonna be doing is going around the 4 parts. So we won't be splitting these yet. So just start by putting that right in there and folding it over and under. And we're gonna do that around twice for each side. So, like that. This will be, I won't keep saying it, but I'm not professional. This may not be how they do it. So, now as you can see, there's two on each of the 4 corners. So I'm just gonna put that over there, like that, and go back around this way. All right, so now we've got 2 there, 2 there, all like that. Now is when we're gonna start splitting these. So I'm gonna put, this is gonna go under, and over, and under, and over, just like that. And what you can start doing here is spreading these apart as you go, because eventually we want these all fanned out. But you don't want to do too quick, because you could crack one of the little posts. And here. And as you go, just keep kind of pushing it in closer. And this is why you want an odd number, because if not, you'd be doing the same under over on each round. And you can see as we're going, we're getting these closer and closer to each other. So it's nice and spread out. All right, so you can see it's starting to kind of take shape. All right, when you come to an end piece, so what you're gonna do is have that piece and just let it set up there on top of one. And then we're gonna start it, and it's gonna do the same under and over to catch up to this one. And then right there, I don't know if you can see it, but you're kind of pushing that one up close to it. Now for the first go around, this piece right here is going to be kind of hanging out. All right, now we're over to it, that piece that was hanging, and we're just going to push it in close and keep going around. And then we can snip these off at the end. All right, once you get to the end, after you cut it, I just fold it over and wedge it down in there like that. All right, so now we got our little base here, and we have some of the sticks still poking out. So we're gonna trim those right up against that. All right, got our base finished. And now is when your sticks are gonna come in handy. It's about 2.5 feet. We're probably only gonna need about 2 feet of that. But depends on how tall you want your basket. If you want your basket really tall, then you're gonna wanna have a really long piece. But how I'm gonna start here is I'm gonna cut this bottom at a pretty good angle like that. So we got a nice little sharp point. And now, where these are gonna go is in here. So if it gets a little bit hard to push in, that's where your your screwdriver comes in handy. So pick a side that you want to go on of each one of these. If you're going to go on the left of it, then go to the left on each one. If you want to go in on the right of it, then go to the right on each one. But we're just going to put that right in there till it snugs down in like that. And then give it the little bittest, like slowly bend it up. So I'm going to leave these at a bend about like that. So you're going to do this the whole way around, which I think is 9. Now we got this big old spider looking thing. So we got the base here, and we're going to be pulling these in. And try to get them from opposite sides as you go. So, you can see. And then what I'm going to do up here is tie this. This is where one of your Velcro things comes in handy. So I got that tied at the top. Now I'm going to start just kind of bending these a little bit, trying to get it a little more even. Once you get this in the basic kind of shape that you want, I don't know about y'all, mine are always a little bit lumpy. Now you're gonna want to grab one of your vine rolls, I guess that's what we could call it, a vine roll, and this is where, another place where the little tie things come in handy. So I'm gonna get a length of it off. Now you don't have to do this part, you can just keep, threading it through, but it goes a lot quicker. So I'm just gonna kind of secure this, and whatever you have to secure it, a bread tie or whatever. All right, let's get to weaving. What I'm gonna do is put the end of this right into here, and then I'm gonna take my roll and put it in through one of these, and it'll come out through the other. Just like that. And we're going to keep going in and out around the whole thing, over and over and over and over again. And just try to keep it pulled tight, as tight as you can, and push down. All right, when you come to the end of one of your vine rolls, do the same thing. You just want to bend it over and put it down into one of these. Like that. So I'm going to start the new one. I lost where it was. All right, so we're going to kind of follow this last one. So I'm going to start it here. And I'm just going to follow this so it continues the same pattern. I'm going to keep going. Once I get up to about here, I'll show y'all. We're going to release the top and kind of go from there. All right, once your basket has reached a height where it's kind of in the shape that you want, it's holding itself pretty good, you can untie the top and, let's see if I can do this, and let these kind of open, and that actually makes it a little bit easier. You're not having to push them through as they're tied to the top, and it's hard to get through the other side. So keep going until it is as high as you would like it, and then I'll see you back here. Now that we've got our baskets at the height that we want them, it's time to make a couple decisions on how you want to finish it, and if you want a handle, 2 handles, or no handle. I'm going to be doing this kind, where you just, move some of this, where you just wrap around the top. Now that I have how I want to finish it, I want to figure out my handles. Now this is going to be for weeding. It's going to be down in the garden. So what I'm going to do for my two handles, so I'm gonna take, yes, these two and these two, kind of across from each other. And I'm gonna save these two because they're gonna go like this. So I'm gonna have them bound together, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Handle parts marked. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna be cutting all of the other branches off. So before I do that, I'm gonna give this one more pushy push down. And now I'm gonna snip them. Just cut the wrong one. It's okay. Haha! Crisis averted. If you do end up being like me, you know, putting something to the side so you don't cut it and cutting it anyway, you can put a new piece right down in there. I actually like this piece better. Seems stronger. All right. Let's not do that again. Okay, now I am going to do my handles. So how I'm going to do that is bend these over, and then I am going to very carefully put this into here. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this side. So as far as finishing this one, I could either use the smaller vine, actually smaller than this, or we can do something that's really cool. If you have any old t-shirts, rip them into strips and do them around the top. All right, got some good strips of t-shirt here, inch and a half wide. It doesn't really matter. You can do it as wide as you want or thin as you want. The wider, the more area it's gonna cover. Another thing I have is a yarn needle. It's just a plastic big old needle. If you don't have one of them, paper clip, to bend over, anything like that, yeah, just to get it through. You could even use the screwdriver to poke it through. This just makes it a lot quicker. I want a piece of this tail to be on here so I can wrap it up with it. All I'm gonna be doing is wrapping the handle. All right, so the next piece, I'm just gonna go ahead and lay right there. You can see. And now I'm just gonna be wrapping that in. All right, and now we have our new piece. So I'm gonna take this old piece and kind of tuck it here like that. And then I'm just gonna wrap that in. All right, and I'm just gonna leave that hanging. And now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I'll see y'all when I'm finished. All right, now that I have both the handles finished, I really like that. It'll be nice and soft. I am going to take my yarn needle, and I have a nice long tail left on this one handle, and I am going to thread this through. I'm going to start by going just through. And then how I have this piece of the tail left from the handle, and now I'm just going to go around at a whatever height you want, and just going to start stitching all the way across. All right, when you come to a handle, what you're going to do is get it started. You're going to do an X basically, like that, and then across like that. So that'll go back in there. Pull that tight. All right, to start a new piece of t-shirt strip, just stick your yarn needle through what's already been, all right, and now it's coming out right there. So I'm gonna loop in a new piece here. I don't know why I didn't thread it before I did that. All right, so got that, that's through there. Now I'm gonna pull it. This is where I think my pliers will come in handy. Hope I don't break it. Ooh, I thought I broke it. There we go. So we got that through there. Now I'm just gonna pull it till it just disappears. Like that. And then the piece, the tail that we were working on, we're just gonna do like we did with the handles and just end up wrapping the tail in. So do that every time that you need to add more. Just thread the new one through the old and wrap the old one with the new. To finish off the t-shirt strips, we're gonna do like we did before, and we're just gonna thread it through like that and pull it through, and then we're gonna go straight in through, and then we will just cut that. All right, so here it is, finished basket. It's got kind of hairy. It's got a lot of vines on it, or yeah, a lot of vines. It's got a lot of roots on it. I really like the way that the t-shirt kind of, I don't know, just brings it together. Don't look too bad. I mean, if you wanted to make one of these, you know, have the fabric in an accent color for a room or something, that might be something nice. But yeah, I like making baskets. Thanks, Aunt Judy, again. Well, that's all I got for y'all today. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this. And if you like what I'm doing, I surely would appreciate if you subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. So until next time, I'll see y'all later.